Hello there my YouTube friends and fans, welcome back to Elden Ring. I'm on my way to the Mohg Dynasty Mausoleum, or the Mohg Palace, where the Mohg, the famous Mohg boss, is located. I actually just recently discovered this area here, looted everything, and the final thing now for me is to actually take down the boss. And actually, originally I did not plan to do this boss since it's an optional boss. You do not have to do that to progress in the story at all. And, you know, you can ignore it. But I was still curious to kind of like, you know, there's a lot of talk about this boss and I want to at least look into it and maybe just get into the arena and see what he's all about. If I have difficulties and I get frustrated, I may not do it. But let's just go and check it out. I also saw a lot of videos online where you can basically cheese him with the Mohg shackle, which I have, which you smack 3 times in front of the door and you walk in and he's frozen. You just beat him until he is defeated. But for me, that was just like too cheap. I was like, I don't feel good about doing that because that's not an accomplishment. Because that's not how you're supposed to do it, and you know, if you're a gamer, you want to do this the right way. So I got hooked on this, but every time midpoint I died from blood loss, which I could not prevent at all. I tried the shield at once and tried to heal like crazy during this phase and made it through once, but then died shortly after. So you can see here, it is super deadly. So I'm like, God, is there anything I can do to prevent this, to protect myself? So I went through my Wondrous Physic mixes here, because I heard that you have to use something called the Purifying Crystal Tier, which you can get here at the Second Church of Marika, but you can't just go there and pick it up. You have to actually work for it, meaning you have to defeat an invader that's here. And I remember I ran into an invader here, this invader here before, and I was like, well, there's no loot here, nothing. I don't feel like defeating this guy or this woman. So, but here I am now because I want something from her. I'm gonna have to defeat her. And she really surprised me here. She pulls out the dragon breath on me and I'm like, whoa, I never saw an invader do that before. She is quite tough, but, you know, not any tougher than many other invaders. She's just super fast, like they all are. But I came prepared this time. I have actually, my weapon is the Death Poker, which I recently acquired, which is a super powerful kind of stick. It's not really a sword. It's like, I don't know, a wooden stick or something. And I upgraded it all the way to 10. And, you know, trying to use it now. I'm still new to it, kind of just trying to see, but I have had some great success with it in the short time I've been using it. And I noticed that it actually does pretty good damage to her. And also, for some reason, I was just able to actually knock her out on my first try. So I am so curious to see what else she has. So just a couple more hits here. And of course we have a rotten dog coming at me too, but he doesn't have a chance. Because I have things to do, places to be. So we get the Eleanor's Pole Blade and we get the Purifying Crystal Tier. Finally. So I head back to Mohg Palace and go into my Wondrous Physics to kind of go check if it's there. No, there it is. We got it. Yes. So I added it into my mix and I'm very, very curious to find out if that actually works. Because that's the only thing that kept me from beating this boss. The boss itself is really not hard, because you can basically just use the swarm of flies against him. You don't even actually have to like fight him. And no, that's not a cheese. I think that developers actually purposely put the swarm of flies to pick up in a cave nearby, because I've learned in this game that the developers actually secretly put items that help you with boss fights near boss fights. And if you kind of just use those items, you a lot of times actually succeed in fighting a boss. Versus trying something that you just kind of saw on YouTube or that you've been using in other places. So here we go. Here comes the really big moment, and look at that. I'm completely protected from it inside this bubble. It worked like a charm. So I've never really gone much farther here in this fight, so I don't know what comes after this. I hope he doesn't have another one of those blood showers, because I don't have any other wondrous physic mixes now. But fingers crossed. So I basically just shoot the flies at him and hope that I have enough FP to do so. But it looks pretty good. As you can see, he's losing health pretty fast here. And the good thing about the swarm of flies is also that it staggers the enemies for a little bit, which also gives my summon some time to hit him, but my summon is about to die here. So I'm really hoping that I can put as many flies on him as possible before he puts focus on me. And look at that, I was lucky. He went down right after my summon went down. So that was so easy. I did not hit him once. And we're done. I am so happy. Yay! That was way, way easier than I expected. But it's also thanks to the swarm of flies. However, I just found out that From Software just released a new update today, where among them is they decreased the blood loss buildup on enemy for the swarm of flies, which I don't know was already in effect when I tried that last night, but hopefully not. So try it anyway if you're still struggling with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.